And you guys know how I do it. This is Russell of Hotels. I do these daily check-ins every Monday through Friday between the hours of, well, I call them nooners, right? So it's 12 o'clock. So this is when I do them, right? I do them around noon time, but it is Monday through Friday. I try to do them. And what is the purpose of this? Well, it's to get you caught up on maybe some things that are going on within the industry. Brief, brief things. I'm not going into a lot of detail. This won't last more than 15, 20 minutes or so. Every now and then I do go past 30 minutes, but that's not common. But I do have always have a topic to talk about, right? So it's not just I'm just on here talking just because. But no, I do have a topic. And, you know, today is no different. I do have a topic, but I do need to check to make sure I know I am live on YouTube. And note that we are live on YouTube and LinkedIn. Make sure if you don't follow me on, if we're not connected on LinkedIn, make sure we connect. If you're not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, make sure you do so. Just a lot of good information out there, but I just want to make sure. Yep, there we are. We are on LinkedIn and YouTube. And let me turn on the chat. You guys can always make comments. I welcome interaction because that's what it's all about. You can say, hey, you can say, what's going on? I can't hear you. What are you doing? Why do you do this? You do it all the time. What the hell is this all about? Whatever you want to say, you go ahead and say it. And if it's something appropriate, I can put it on the air. I'll put the comment on the air so everyone can see it, so the whole world can see it. Okay. But as you can see, every time I do these daily check-ins or I do my show on air with Russell of Hotels that comes on every Tuesday, same platform, same YouTube and same LinkedIn. Okay. Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, I do it on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock California time. I'm in Los Angeles, and I always display a hotel. So I'm always gonna either a hotel or a destination. Today happens to be the Hotel Per LA, which is in downtown LA. It's probably one of the newer properties downtown. It used to be the Bank of Italy. It was built as the Bank of Italy back in the 20s, and it got redone a couple. I'm not sure how long ago, but it was another brand before whoever owns the Hotel Per LA. It was something else before that, but now the Hotel Per LA is actually part of the Marriott Autograph Collection. So if you're part of Marriott Bonvoy, you may want to look up Hotel Per LA. I call it Perla, but I think it's Per LA, but it is an autograph collection hotel, so you can get all whatever with all your points and all that kind of things. That same things that you would get with your Bonvoy, being a Bonvoy member, you would get those. Okay, so just so you know, and this is something relatively new, and I assumed that it because I was there maybe several months ago, and they were about to start being part of that. So I assumed that they are. I did kind of look at their website, and I think I did see that. So, but don't take my word for it. Do your research. Just make sure you go to Marriott.com and then just check out Hotel Per LA if you need to be downtown LA. Very nice hotel. A lot of character. As you can see, this is part of I think it's part of the lobby and the restaurant and things like that. So definitely check it out if you need to be downtown LA. And they had a rooftop. So every picture, every photo that I show on these different things that I'm gonna talk about, that will be Hotel Per LA. Also, did you guys know? I mean, it's funny how it's not getting a lot of publicity, not a lot of news coverage. It was early on, but the hotel worker strike is still going on, right? This is here in LA, still going on, still, affecting service, still, you know, the employees don't have what they're looking for. Hotels are still holding out, all that kind of stuff is still going on. Okay. So just because no one's talking about it does not mean it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why the media has stopped covering it like they were covering before, but it's still going on. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm just gonna tell you about it. I'm not gonna talk about it, you know, per se. But I just wanted to mention that the hotel workers strike, the union is still on strike here in Los Angeles. It's affecting about 60 hotels, over 15,000 employees, I believe. So that is still going on. There is a shortage of employees. in Los Angeles as well as parts of the country, other parts of the country as well. I understand Vegas is having some issues as well. So just so you know that is still going on, and I just hate that no one's talking about it anymore. I guess they think if they don't talk about it, well then it just goes away. Well, no, it doesn't go away. It still needs to be handled. So, but anyway, I said my piece. Okay, I had to say it. I said it. Now I'm moving forward. Tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. I just had to say that. Tomorrow, HSMAI Hospitality Hour. That's Tuesday. That's tomorrow, September 26th. Hours are 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's like a reception, cocktail hour. Get your drink on, get your finger food on, get your networking on. Hyatt House / Hyatt Place, which is a dual property at LAX, right there on Century Boulevard. That's 5959 West Century Boulevard. So if you're in Los Angeles, that's where it is. It's one of the newer properties on Century Boulevard. It's like I said, it's a dual property. It was an office building before. I remember it being an office building, 5959 West Century Boulevard. In fact, I remember the Southwest Airlines used to be in that building at one time. Yeah, I believe so. But anyway, I'm dating myself. But anyway, this is tomorrow, so make sure if you have not signed up to go, you got to be in LA, right? Well, if you're here visiting, that's fine too. But it is Los Angeles, so some people may tune in and say, well, what is this? Is this in New York? No, it's in LA. Okay, so it's on Century Boulevard in LA, near LAX, the dual property Hyatt House, Hyatt Place, tomorrow at 5 to 8. So come get your networking on. We all need to do that. We all need to let our hair down and and do whatever. So make sure, just show you one more time. Make sure you sign up to go. It's HSMAI. That's Hospitality Sales Marketing Association International. Okay, Hospitality Sales and Marketing Association International. That's what HSMAI stands for. And you know what? Then the best thing about tomorrow, I'm gonna be there. Okay, so I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be out there getting my little drink on too and saying hey. So, but no, I used to be a member of that some years ago, but they've been having these events, but I haven't been able to make them. Either I'm out of town or I have a previous commitment. But tomorrow I'm gonna be there. So anyway, so hope to see you guys there. Anyway, this is my question for the day. This is my topic for the day. It's 2 parts. The first part will be today. Next part will be tomorrow. No, it won't be tomorrow. It will be on Wednesday because tomorrow is on air with Russell Off Hotels, right? So don't want any conflict with that. But so today and Wednesday, I will do this. Why social media is not in your marketing plan. Now, I know some hotels say, oh, it is in mine. I mean, yeah. I understand that. I'm not talking about you guys, okay? I'm talking about the people that have not put it in there. They don't think it's something that should be in there. We got tons of marketing that we do. Well, you probably do, okay? But there's other things that should be in there as well. But this is just basically, why it's not in there and kind of why it should be, or maybe reasons why people don't put it in there. And I'm going to go through, like I said, just 5 of them today and 5 on Wednesday, okay? And feel free, like I said, make comments if you will, if you want to. I will make sure I put those comments right on the screen. So, okay, let's move on. Let's get it going. Let's get it. Okay, and like as you can see, okay, so the background pictures or photos are Hotel Per LA. Okay, so this is a bank vault. Okay, and I think I mentioned this before, and maybe you didn't hear it when I mentioned it or you didn't see it, but this is where the restrooms are. So if you're on the lobby level and you need to use the restroom, public restroom, go downstairs at the bottom level, and that's where this is. So this is a bank vault. So remember I mentioned when I first came on that this building was built in the 20s, and it was originally the Bank of Italy. So they still have the bank vault in there. Of course, they're not locking things up in there. They're not locking people in there, but this is where the restrooms are. Isn't that kind of dope? Right? So I just want to make sure they should show more pictures of these things because there's not a lot of hotels that have the same kind of character. Okay. No, there's not many, former banks that are now hotels. Okay. Maybe there's more than I think, but this is a jewel, a gem downtown LA. So just go in there just to check out the lobby, and check out the restroom. Okay, just do that. It's because the restroom is right in, where the green right there is. There's the women's restroom right there, and then the men's is on the other side. So it's kind of cool, right? So there you go. Okay, number one. Number one. Why? This is the question is why? What is the question? Why social media is not in your marketing plans? Okay, and this is for my hotel peeps. Okay, number one is resource constraints. What does that mean? Many hotels, especially smaller independent ones, may have limited resources, including staff and budget, to dedicate to social media marketing. Running effective social media accounts can be time consuming and may require a dedicated team or person. That is true, right? So if you had a smaller hotel, yeah, you probably don't have the resources, meaning you can't hire an outside company, or maybe you don't have anyone internally that can do it. I was fortunate enough to have enough of this experience where I could do it myself, right? So if we didn't have the funds to hire a social media agency or someone to come on, like a content creator or whatever, I would do it myself, right? So I kind of taught myself. I surrounded myself with a lot of social media content creators. You may have called them influencers back in the day. A couple of years ago, they were known as influencers. They don't like that name now, just so you know. But I still keep in contact with several of them, some of the top ones, right, where they would help me with campaigns and what I should do, what social media platforms I should, post on, and being consistent and all that kind of stuff, right? So I understand, everyone doesn't have the resources. Everyone may have smaller hotels. Maybe you have other duties to do. I understand that, but sometimes we got to do what we have to do, right? So sometimes we got to suck it up and do it. Because it's important to get your brand out there, even if it's not selling per se. It's brand awareness, and that's what a lot of times we forget, or we miss the boat on the brand awareness. Like, where you located? Are we there? Or we're next to here? We're next to. There's a lot of things we can post about our brands or our hotel. It can start from location to how big we are, what the brand is, what we're next to, whatever. There's a lot of things we can be doing, but I understand there's some constraints. Okay, I understand that, but I guess I was fortunate enough to be able to do it myself when I was on property level. Okay. So there you go. Number one is constraints, and I understand. Number two, lack of experience. Social media marketing can be complex, and not all hotel staff have the expertise to create and execute effective social media strategies. This might lead to less successful social media efforts. Yeah. So if you don't have, like I said, if you don't have an experienced person on your staff to do it, I understand that too. But like I said, sometimes you just have to learn things on the fly, if you will. Sometimes is it better to put out some kind of content, or you just say, because it's going to be bad content, I don't want to put it out there. I don't know. I think I came from that school of thought where it's better to put something out there to create brand awareness, because you got to know why are you doing why are you posting things in the first place? Are you trying to sell? Are you trying to let people know that you're there? There's a lot of different reasons why we post things and why we use social media. So first and foremost, why are you doing it? Answer that question. So if it's brand awareness, sometimes you just post a picture of your freaking hotel or video. This is the entrance to the hotel. At least they see that, right? Is there a right? Yeah, there's a right or wrong thing to do, but I think that if we're not doing anything, that's giving more of a disservice to your brand than if you're doing something, you may be doing it wrong. And who's telling you you're doing it wrong? Who are these experts? You know what I mean? So, yeah, lack of experience. One thing I remember, one of I don't know, it was a GM or someone said, "Oh, I can get my assistant has a daughter that does social media." I said, "What do you mean she has a daughter that does social media?" "Well, yeah, she's like 15 years old." I said, "Well, what does she know about the hotel?" "Nothing. But she can just post anything." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, they can do that, but you want someone that's kind of has some skin in the game, so to speak. Someone that knows what to expect. Um, where are they getting these photos from? Okay, are they going to come in and take these photos? Do you know what to look for? I mean, meaning if you're hiring or if you're bringing some kid in to do it, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I'm saying is you need to know what that kid is doing, right? Or whoever that person is. You need to know what they're doing, and you need to be able to step in and say, I have enough knowledge, and say that's not the right message that we want to put across, right? So there has to be a message, and there has to be a reason why you're doing these things, right? So you have to identify those things before you do it yourself or you hire someone else to do. Okay, because there is a logical way to do it. The lack of experience, I understand that everyone doesn't have the experience that everyone else has. They don't have the experience that I have. But you know, all else fails, call Russell. Okay, all else fails, Russell will guide you through the process of that. So you don't have to say I have lack of experience. Just call me, and I have the experience, right? So I can do it for you. But anyway, I understand lack of experience. Number three, and these are 5 reasons why social media is not on your marketing plan. Okay, so I have a total of 10, but I'm only going through 5 today. All right. Number three, competing priorities. Hotels often have numerous marketing priorities, including traditional advertising, search engine marketing, and more. Social media is just one channel among many, and hotels must decide how to allocate their marketing budgets and resources. That is so true. Yeah, I mean, there's other things that we're doing, but I think that we still need to do this, right? Because I mean, just like I mean, we're involved in, let's see. Let me give an example. Okay, we do a lot of marketing, do a lot of advertising, right? Okay, who are we doing this advertising with? Do they have a social media component? If we're doing advertising with a certain company or organization, do they have a social media component? Can they help you with the social media? Will they do some postings for you? So you can piggyback on some other things, right? So even if you have competing priorities, you have someone doing your advertising. You're not doing that. Is it print? Is it radio? What are you doing it on? Okay. So sometimes we get caught up as to what it is we're doing. Are we able to create content? Are we doing videos? Is someone doing any video? This is another thing. Are we asking for help from our guests? You know how guests, they find different locations at your hotel. Oh, this is a great place to do an Instagrammable moment, an Instagram moment. They have a backdrop, or maybe it's the pool, or maybe it's a wall that has some kind of unique design on it, right? Well, ask them to tag you on that, right? First and foremost, do you have a social media account? Okay, do you have a Twitter account, or what they call now X, whatever? Do you have a LinkedIn account? Do you have a IG account? Do you have a TikTok account? Whatever account, do you have all those? Let's just ask that first, right? Sometimes your guests will do that. If you encourage your guests to do it, they will do it. They may do it anyway, but make sure they're tagging your hotel on it. That way they can see it. So you're leveraging, your guests to do it for you. So there's ways that you can, when people check in, how you have a little key card thing, little key card holder, you can have something in there. Hey, help us with social media, or make sure you take a picture at this particular location within the hotel. It's a very good background for Instagram. Whatever the heck it is, you can do these things, right? You don't have to have someone to do it. You can have other people that can help you with your brand, with your social media. That's just being creative, right? You don't have to. There's not one size fits all for everyone. There's no one that says that you cannot be creative and have a guest do it for you, right? Guests are going to post things anyway, so why not post it and tag you on it? I'm just saying, right? There's a lot of different ways we can do it, and that's a lot more cost effective if you do it that way, right? You just got to be creative about it. But then again, you have to know what you're asking for as well, or what you're looking for. Number 4, and I'm here to answer any of these questions, right? So feel free to reach out to me, russell@russellofhotels.com. That is my email. I can always answer questions, so let me know. Number 4 is inconsistent postings. Effective social media marketing requires consistent and engaging postings. Hotels that post sporadically or don't maintain an active online presence may not see the desired results. Yeah, you got to be consistent. You cannot be inconsistent when you start social media. Just like, are you inconsistent with, with putting things for your star data in for your star report? You put that stuff in every day, right? You have to, right? Or you're not getting accurate star data. I'm just using that as an example. So we have to do those things as well. We got to be consistent with everything that we're doing. Okay. So but yeah, inconsistent posts. I can see people starting things, and if they don't get the desired result that they're looking for, people will stop doing it, right? So once again, it goes back to, what are your expectations when you do social media? Are your expectations realistic? I remember having GMs that starting social media like, oh, okay, you do this social media thing. When do we expect to get business? You've been doing this for 5 days now in a row. When are we getting business from it? Really? No. So, what are your reasons for doing social media? Are you doing a promotion? Are you promoting your rooms? Are you promoting your restaurant? Maybe you have a special. Maybe you have a new chef. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can post about, right? Um, you can have, you can do raffle prizes on there. You're giving away a free room if they answer these questions. You can put questionnaires on there. There's a myriad of things that you can do as far as social media is concerned, but you have to be consistent. So let's just start with, just to say we're just posting every day. We're posting something 5 days a week. We're posting something, right? We're talking about maybe what's in the area, not necessarily what the hotel's about, but what's in the area. We're next to this, we're next to that, we're the newest hotel next to, this theme park, or we're right off the major highway or artery or freeway or whatever that is. Put things out there, but you have to be consistent. Yes, you do have to be consistent. So sometimes people get, oh, I got to do it. Oh, it's a task. You know what I mean? And it could be a task for certain people, depending on what you're doing, depending on what your role is or your other responsibilities are. But if you're within sales and marketing, sometimes you got to do it, right? You just got to do it. Find somebody to help you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, hey, there you go. Russell of Hotels. That's what Russell of Hotels does. He does social media content creating. That's what he does. This right here is creating content. This is social media, right? This is creating some type of content for someone. Okay. Who I am, Russell of Hotels. What I do social media content creating. And who can I help? I can help hotels that need assistance with that, so we can put that in your marketing plan. Okay. So let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Boom. That's it. If you're doing these kind of things, but this is what this is. This is creating content, and I'm saying how I can help you, right? So that's what this is. Creating content is different. It can be in video form. It can be in still picture form. So it doesn't matter. It can be in podcast form or digital talk show form. That's what this is. It's all social media, right? All about getting in front of your client and letting them know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Okay. So inconsistent postings, yeah, you got to be consistent. One thing I can say about me is that every single day, Monday through Friday, I'm posting something about my brand, and a lot of times I'm doing other brands too. As you can see, today is Hotel Perla, okay, which is in downtown LA. This is their bank vault, which houses the restrooms now, right? So once again, it was built in 1920 as the Bank of Italy, okay, but they kept a lot of components that are unique to that particular building for the hotel, so people can come in, and this will be an Instagrammable moment, right? You're in the backdrop, and I'm in the vault, I'm taking pictures, I'm in the vault, whatever. It's social media, right? Be consistent, just be consistent. So I understand inconsistent postings as well. And number 5, I'm only doing 5 today. Wednesday, I'll do the other 5, but this is why social media is not in your marketing plan, where it should be, right? This should be part of your marketing plan. What are you doing for it? And if they're not asking you about it, like say these days, if you have a marketing plan and people in social media, some type of social media effort is not in there, are they asking you like, hey, did we missing something in social media? Shouldn't social media be in here? If they're not even talking about it, that's a problem too. But anyway, number 5 is negative feedback. Negative feedback. Social media can be a platform for both positive and negative feedback. Yeah, so can TripAdvisor. Okay, but anyway, hotels may be hesitant to engage on social media out of fear of negative reviews or comments. Huh? Uh, even though addressing these issues transparently can be beneficial. Yeah, I mean, I wrote this stuff, right? So of course I'm being dramatic, right? But yeah, you can get negative feedback from social media, just like you get negative feedback from your guests from on your comment cards, as well as TripAdvisor, which everyone always gets the wrath of when guests check out and they don't like something, right? Same thing with social media. They can, yeah, it can open up a new can of whatever, a way to people for people to give information to you. But that's okay because you need feedback, right? It doesn't matter if it's negative. Do we always think we're doing a perfect job? No, we're not always doing a perfect job. I mean, we try for every guest that comes in the door. Yeah, we want to give them that perfect lodging experience, right? But sometimes we do fall short, and sometimes comments, either negative or whatever, they do come across. But there's other ways that they put that stuff out there too. So don't act like social media would be the only way they're putting negative feedback. Like I said, that thing called TripAdvisor has been out there for years. Okay, but we do respond to TripAdvisor, right? At least we should, in a timely manner, letting them know what we're going to do. We're addressing it, thanking them, and we're letting them know what we're going to do. The same thing with social media. If you happen to get those direct messages, or someone slides into the hotel's DM and say, "Hey, this place sucks, and this and this and this is the reason why," the same kind of response you do in TripAdvisor. Thank you so much for your feedback. We're so sorry that you had your experience was subpar. I'm gonna have someone give you a call and we can talk about it in great detail and blah 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 blah. Thank you so much for your comment, and look forward to speaking with you soon regarding this issue. So I mean, these are things that you can do, right? So yeah, negative feedback, yeah, you're gonna get feedback regardless, right? Of course, we always want the positive feedback, but negative feedback, we got to take care of that as well. So, but that's not a reason not to get involved in social media, okay? So like I said, I'm only going to go through the 5 today. So just to recap them, they were the number 1 was resource constraints, lack of expertise, competing priorities, inconsistent postings, and negative feedback. So those were the 5 things I talked about today. I have 5 more, but I'll do those on Wednesday. Okay. So, but if you ever need help with social media, just reach out and touch. Just reach out and touch and let me know. I can help you. I can walk you through things. I can even do it for you. So if that's what you're looking for, we can do that. So despite these challenges, many hotels recognize the importance of social media marketing in today's digital age and actively use platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn to engage with customers, showcase their properties, run promotions, and gather feedback. It's often a matter of finding the right balance and strategy that works for their specific business and audience. So yeah, so there's a sweet spot somewhere, right, that we all have to reach. But first and foremost, we need to know why we're doing it. What are we trying to achieve with this? Okay, because it's not one size fits all. Okay, like, well, we're trying to get business. Where if you're not consistent, you're never going to get anything. Okay, so you have to be consistent, and you have to drive things that are going to give you business, right? So whatever that is, but make sure first, and I mean, I said first and foremost before, but on your page, your profile page, make sure there's a link to your reservations. Okay, let's talk about that first. Okay, let's make sure that your profile has that link on there at least, right? So they don't have to go to your website. They can just click. If I'm on Instagram, I see in your profile the link for your website. Click, and it automatically goes to your website. Maybe even goes to your reservation page. Click, those are reservations. Boom, there we go. Okay, there we go. For reservations, click here. Click, reservation page. Boom. You can do that, right? So let's make sure, are we looking at these things? Are we looking at our platforms to make sure they are guest friendly or user friendly or whatever? Because you don't want people to have to go from their social media to your website. That's one thing that you don't want. So you want to make it as easy as possible for them, because where do they spend most of their time? most people spend time on social media platforms. They don't spend the time on your website. So if everything is there on your social media page or your profile, that means it's less likely they're going to leave that. They're not going to leave that and go to your website. But if it's on your the profile of whatever social media platform, they just click that, click, and it automatically goes there, and they can make the reservation. Boom, they're done. Okay, so make sure we're looking at those things. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can look at just to make sure that, you know, if someone does choose to, utilize our hotel or stay in our hotel, we need to make it easy for them to do that. So anyway, I think that's it. Is that? I think I have one more. Is that it? No, that's it. That's just another picture, another photo of Hotel Perla, Hotel Per LA. So like I said, I do social media content creating. Okay, so this is creating content. It's not only creating content for Russell of Hotels, who does this daily check-in every day around noon. We call them nooners. Okay, it's a nooner by Russell. So, but I'm always going to showcase a hotel. Okay, so every slide that I went through showed a different part of the Hotel Per LA. Okay, so that's giving them content. That's creating content for them. Okay, as well as for the daily check-in or Russell of Hotels, right? So that's what I do. I try to be as engaging as I can. If you ever have any questions, you can always feel free to make comments on here. Like I said, the people that are there, I would put your put your comments on the screen, but no one did that today, and that's okay. But anyway, that is it for today. Let's just have a little traveling music on the way out. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining this daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. And we'll do this again tomorrow, but tomorrow is On Air with Russell of Hotels, my live hospitality talk show. And I believe tomorrow is 223 shows that I've done, right? So that's being consistent. So you have to be consistent on whatever you do when it comes to this social media game. Consistency is the key, but know why you're doing what you do, okay? And like I said, if you're all over the place, you don't know where to even start, reach out and touch. Like I said, Russell at russellofhotels.com is my email address. And you can go to my website, russellofhotels.com. And my phone number is there, as well as my email address. So there you go. You guys have a great day. And I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.